points here in team comp.
And there we go. The timers have been started. And something I saw from ES was actually they're running Chaos Chrono, so they're going to be relying on stability to deal with the fears, I think. And that is potentially risky. That can screw you over, right? If you get corrupted at the wrong time and they're not on top of these slublings, the ads, then there will be situations where they'll be in trouble. They could potentially all get feared. Wait, did the stealth? You know, the stealth did work. It's just, oh, the stealth looks really weird on ES. I don't.
It's a little bit bugged there, right?
Yeah,
but if you look at his buff bar, he does.
Yeah, he does have stealth. I was thinking, wait, did they mess up the stealth? But no, they of course did not. It just didn't. The effect didn't render properly by the looks of it. But whatever. That's how it goes sometimes, you know.
It did not last long enough, as long as they would want.
Yeah, there's a few slublings still firing at him, but that's not a big problem. Ooh, getting corrupted at the start there. That's not ideal.
The chrono getting corrupted is a problem.
Yeah, that is not what you want to see. But that
chaos, they have boons for days. And
shouldn't be too much of a problem. Wait, did what happened to ES? Did ES just eat one mushroom? Oh no, he's eating. No, there he is. Okay, I was gonna say that's an interesting. It would have been a very odd strategy to go for that, just to eat one mushroom. But that's not. No, that is not the case. The subling is over there. Oh, but only eating very minimal mushrooms here.
Very aggressive.
Yeah. That is not something you would typically see, right? You would not typically see an eating strategy nearly as aggressive as how that went down, of course. But that is going to allow them to get that player back in the fight, guys, because when you eat one of those blue mushrooms to clear the floor from the poison, you are, of course, a slubling. You're unable to fight. All you can do is eat mushrooms, okay? So the way they're using this eating pattern here is probably going to give them a bit of an edge. And you can see, it is really interesting to see the different strategies here. QT going for a more traditional route, okay? Moving the boss to the center of the room. But I think ES has actually gained a little bit of time because of this.
Yep. And here's where we're going to see if it pays off for ES. Now that they're onto their second shroom meter.
They're kind of using a slightly adapted mid strategy as they are now slowly moving towards the middle.
This is very close to killing their eater. Oh,
they
that was close.
Don't want there yet, but he does manage to survive and do his job. They are going to have to revive him though, so there's a little bit of a loss of DPS uptime. Of course,
luckily the boss was going to sleep right when that happened.
Yeah, and I think QT is a little bit behind here, just by a few percent here. By about 3 to 5%, I think. So ES's strategy, actually, I think it giving them a bit of an advantage here, actually. ES also has the mantra, in addition to the stability to deal with the fear as well, actually. They have the healing mantra, which, of course, procs a trait inspiration, which is an area of effect condition, which is dealing with the fear. Okay,
yeah, it's a more conservative choice to go with the mantra, but... I think you can afford to have a conservative choice on the chrono in this situation. Yeah,
it's either that or you take, you know, the signet to squeeze out a bit of extra damage, I guess, or the well for, I don't know, some, something else, I guess.
Big shake. They're gonna get a deep phase skip for ES. That could be good.
That's nice. That's nice.
It wasn't that big. It only pushed them to just 10.
No, okay, that's a shame. They are gonna be getting this final break.
Timed shake.
And very fast breaks here, right? That's the big challenge. That
it's
last
huge,
break. You just have 10%, so
ES is going to take down the Sloth, but QT in hot pursuit. I think they have done with 10%. There, the Sloth goes down for ES, and about 10 seconds later, the same is going to happen for QT. A few downs there, but there we go. There it is. Just about 10 seconds later, and those players have defeated the Sloth as well.
And these teams are so close to each other. This is really. This is a match on par, right? Very strong guilds here.
Yeah, you can really see how even this is. This is a very, very even matchup, I think. Well, actually, pretty much gliding in the exact same positions into the Bandit trio. I think QT had a slightly smoother transition there, I want to say. A slightly smoother transition going into the trio.
In the last tournament, that a big factor is also like how fast do you move in between bosses, right? And QT is definitely really good at this, at making time in between bosses, being fast, not idling around.
For some reason, something went a little bit weird there, as the streamer for ES leaves the squad by accident, I think. Not sure exactly what's going on there. Wait, what on earth happened there? What on earth happened to ES?
Did they wipe or restart the fight?
I think they had to restart because they had issues with the squad.
Oh boy, what is happening there?
Yeah, I'm not really. I kind of want to.
That's gonna not be great.
Yeah.
He's already clearing out the base, the first clear through.
No, I think they misclicked.
I don't know exactly what happened there, but it looks to be okay now. Wait,
but they
what
seem
to the
to be,
squad?
I'm not sure if this is intentional at this point, but they seem to be 6-manning now.
Yeah, wait, what happened there? Wait, no, I'm actually really confused.
It seems the entire squad actually just disbanded.
The squad just imploded.
Except for like one guy.
What the fuck?
I don't know what actually happened.
One thing I want to point out for QT, look at, they have a Spellbreaker and a Reaper. You can obviously see that they are taking the opportunity to burn things here. And honestly, Condi Reaper is not a terrible choice for this event at all. So it's not really costing them anything to bring that class.
Yes, Condi Reaper is actually, I don't think, even that far behind Scourge, right? So this is a viable pick, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. We also see a Firebrand from QT as well, which they can obviously use as a ban, right? You know, they can just get rid of that. But also it's pretty good here, because you play Virtues, and that means the burning from the Firebrand multiplies on the ads a whole lot. So honestly, a pretty strong choice here.
Yeah, also like having a lot of a solid burning, right, is so good for the Epi as well. Especially if you want to kill these ads fast, right? Having a lot of burning on the boss is so important for the Epi.
Yeah, burning being that incredibly damaging condition, right? So really, really good if your Necro is always copying 25 stacks of that.
QT has a pretty big lead now.
Yeah.
Already 75% of the way through Berg, and Berg hasn't even spawned yet for ES.
Yeah,
that really hurt ES.
Whatever happened there really messed them up, unfortunately, and the fact that they are they are 6-manning as well will make it tricky. And of course, they have to kill Narella to beat the fight, so that will make them slower in doing that, guys. Of course, so the event ends after you kill the 3 champions, right? But the champions spawn on an interval, right? So the first 2 really don't speed anything up, really, because it doesn't finish the event, and killing them faster does nothing. But the third one, of course, does matter, because killing her finishes the event. She's also the most dangerous as well, so, she can be the most difficult to kill. Well, she definitely is, actually. So there is that, and that's something that 6-manning it may make it pretty scary. It might make it pretty spooky, honestly, to deal with this.
Yeah, and that is like, I mean, you don't save time from killing these the bosses faster, right? But you do save a lot of pressure, because the longer you take to kill the champions, the more of these ads can really stack up, and the harder it becomes to keep the whole situation under control. And this can really snowball out of control very quickly.
That's why I like the Spellbreaker here. Having the Boon Rip means you get the resistance off of the ads quickly, and that allows the Epis to actually kill the ads when they spawn, rather than having to wait 20 seconds for the resistance to wear off.
Yeah. That's the thing about it. The ads and raids, guys. They might not look like just basic humans, basic bandits, but these guys are very treacherous. They have some completely undodgeable fears. They have quite a lot of damaging abilities, CCs, knockbacks, and significant abilities that will mess you up if you're not too careful about them. These ads are no joke. They can very easily overwhelm you if it gets out of control.
Speaking of ads, I was just contacted about the seemingly leaving the squad strat. Apparently, it's to avoid having a certain set of ads spawn. Sappers will apparently spawn weirdly if some people are just outside or downed or however. Apparently, there's some weird interaction between being downed and the sapper spawn. So they were trying to basically play that in their favor, I guess.
They tried to get not get the double spawn bug. I think Nike had experienced
exactly
once with us. Yeah,
but
that thing
that can't possibly be worth it at this.
Yeah,
I mean that costs them.
It seems there was a lot on the line just for that little bit of yeah.
It's a small edge, and it costs a lot of time.
That's actually very sad, because this was such a close match.
Well, anything can still happen, especially since the extra person at Matthias.
Yeah.
And importantly, it's not even necessarily the extra person at Matthias that helps. It's the clearing the ads before Matthias, where the extra person actually makes it a lot more efficient. Yeah,
you can spread out those players more effectively, so you can get a smoother transition into the boss and then kill the boss itself quicker. And an extra player can be a massive deal. I actually recall that in the original raid tournament, this is where HT, who was HT playing? I think this was HT versus LN, if I'm not mistaken, right? The additional player that HT had made it much easier for them to actually kill Matthias, and they had a much quicker kill.
That was legit the reason, because we would not dare to low-man trio even further, because the risk is just so high of low-manning this. This really is underestimated vastly.
Yeah. And a player on a boss that is quite chaotic like Matthias, like an extra player can really make a big difference, right? In terms of time and safety, right?
Of course, nowadays we have new elite specs, right? Especially this Firebrand Scourge comp, right? This Epi with the burning. Being able to stack up those burns really quickly and Epi them out, that really makes the clear so much easier. And now we actually, like, towards...
for QT. So
they are approaching that end. You could actually for a second see the benefit of the Tempest, though, which is to burst down some of these snipers, which are not quite in epi range, so they can really give you some trouble on that last bit of the event.
Yes, not too far behind, though, and that extra player may give them some assistance. QT just finishing off Neural. I believe some of their players are having a bit of trouble, a few down states, so a little bit slow on Norella there, but she is going to be dying. There we go, there it is. And QT going to be moving on to the final section here. And the bans are going to be the Spellbreaker, the Firebrand, and the Reaper. So yeah, and that's exactly what you'd expect. That's kind of the warrior pattern you'd expect there, right? The base warrior for Sloth, have the Spellbreaker on Norella, so you can have that Condi Berserker, right, for Matthias, which is exactly what you want. It's kind of interesting that you have the ban system in this tournament, then there's like the subsection, which is the warrior ban system, right? Because you always want to have the correct warrior build for the boss you're on.
Right.
Warrior, still a mainstay of every group thanks to the epic buffing and strong damage that it provides. We have QT doing some naughty splits. We see Fennec doing the jumping puzzle. Let's see if we can see if Subi's doing anything different. Yeah, Subi going in the opposite direction with the remainder of QT to help clear those ads a bit quicker. ES have just now finished. So their little weird mishap with whatever was going on before, I think it took them from about even to about 30 seconds behind. And honestly, that is not insurmountable, actually, right? With an additional player.
They do have an additional player, so... especially in the last 40% of Matthias, when it gets very chaotic, having that extra DPSer will pull you back a lot of time.
Yeah.
That will be very interesting to see. Was this worth it? Or did they actually throw the run there? Because they were also already slightly ahead, right?
Yep.
We're talking seconds. They were only about 5 seconds ahead.
Yeah, it was very,
right now,
very little.
They're like 45 seconds behind, so it should be manageable, definitely.
I think there's a good chance that ES will be able to clear out these ads a little bit quicker as well, which will obviously be very useful for them. That will hopefully gain them a little bit of time back. But I believe QT are going to be starting the boss right now. I think they've finished cleaning up. I think a few more ads. Nope, no, of course they actually have the checkpoint, so no need. And they're going to be proceeding to the last boss right now.
So
which
Hollow
is
Smith, Soul Beast, and Mirages, a very good comp for QT. It's exactly what you'd want on this boss, I think.
Yep.
Very important to get that pinpoint distribution on all of the Mirages. Get that extra deeps.
Yeah, Mirage, pretty much the one of the best in slot damage for this boss. Doing some crazy DPS, and they will be getting on that right away.
Mirage helps on this boss in so many aspects, right? You get that extra reflex, you get more alacrity, you have all that CC. This is such a good class for this boss, so really not surprised at all to see them stack these.
Yeah, absolutely. QT are already nearly 20% in. That is a bit of a concern. I mean, of course, ES do have 10 players for this, so that might help them, but they need to go now. They need to go right now if they want to have hope of clawing this back.
And to speak in World v World terms, they have a long tail right now, and they're taking a while to get into the boss.
Yeah, this is. I mean, it really sucks to say it, but this is kind of the case where loading screens are a bit of a factor, right? You know, like having the ability. Here they go. So they're only about they're about 30% behind right now. That's tricky.
And they seem to be filling that DPS with a Hollow Smith. Definitely
interesting.
A strong choice, but I'm not sure if another Mirage would have been better there. But I mean, as you can see on QT's DPS meter, right, it's actually quite close, right? The Hollow Smith not even that far behind the Mirage, and at that point, actually, the buff you get from Hollow Smith might be worth it here.
Yeah, and Holosmith is of course a very strong DPS choice even on its own. But the buffing capabilities here are certainly helping it out. And this is a fight where Holosmith can kind of do okay, right? I mean, you have some level of range stuff, and you also have stability, which can be really handy. Of course, these teams running Chaos Chrono as well, right?
Look at the DPS ratio. They're already making up some ground, right? Instead of 30%, they're now like 20 to 25% difference here. We're already, this will be so clutch.
Yeah, this might actually be a very close one, guys, especially seeing as we get to that last 40%, guys, the mechanics start to overlap. There's more of them. They intensify. There's ghost throwing out. There's more AoE circles we see here. This is the point where the fight really gets chaotic, okay? And having less players. Oh, and 2 downstates for QT. That is not what they need right now. They need to stay ahead right now. They are not able to get those reses.
They gotta get those
Simpson
people up right now.
Hadouken into the face.
Yeah. They do get those resurrections, and they are still in a pretty stable spot, but this is actually where it's getting very close, actually. ES is...
DPS difference. It's down to 50% difference.
Yeah, ES is really gaining some ground. There's 40%. Wow. From a small difference, from a large difference to a very small one, ES might be able to come back in this game. Just a few more downstates from QT, and ES might actually take this. Oh, lovely distortion, destroying all of those things, but this is absolutely insane. I do not want to look at any stream in particular because of how close this is getting.
10% difference at this. This is getting closer and closer.
The question is, will the fight go on long enough for them to catch up?
Yeah,
completely.
Oh, this is very, very close. It's 5%.
This could come down to a really bad reflect.
Yeah, it could. It could.
Oh
no! Oh,
yes!
no, yes.
Oh, so close.
No. They get the reflect.
They don't actually lose a lot of DPS.
No, the reflects failed.
ES didn't get
ES didn't get the reflect.
They had someone in the hitbox.
No. And that's it. QT.
Wow, that was so close.
What a great performance by both. That is, oh wow. I think my heart.
Damn.
I need to go back to the hospital after this.
Well, damn, man, that was crazy. ES so close to being able to take it, having that really unfortunate situation at Trio screwed them over, but that misreflect just ruined any chance of the comeback there.
Down now, or dead.
Whew. Yeah. Oh, that sucks. That really does suck. But they are going to have a very commendable time here as well, guys. They're going to be about a minute behind, a little bit less than a minute behind. But that reflect really was kind of the pivotal moment there. I think even if it had gone well, it wouldn't have been enough. But still, that is a tough loss.
What a great match, though. This was so well played by Ethereal and Quantify. This was a race on par, right? These were 2 guilds on the same level. They were really, really going strong on this wing.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really close.
If there are any 2 DPS locks I'd want to really compare, it would be these 2. The 2 guilds. Watching the difference between having that extra guy and having the probably what is a Condi Daredevil in ES's team. That really was a different
and compare this to other guilds times. I think somebody said earlier MNF had like a 16 like 20 time around that, so still like MNF.
So MNF on fire, it seems, by the sounds of that. And well, guys, we're about to see them coming up right next, actually.